So I'm not sure how this is going to pan out, but I'm addressing basically what happens when we're rehabbing. If you have a problem where you maybe think, oh, I'm not getting the results I want, or I'm not getting where I want to be, I'm not, so-and-so is doing this and they've done this and, I'm still here, or, when you're on your journey through trying to rehab through pain, or you're trying to rehab through injury, where you kind of might place yourself in this little graph. So I'm going to use basically just to try and get a little bit of an explanation why some people get from here to here and there doesn't seem to be any issues at all. Other people get from here to here and they have a few dilly-dally delays on the way, and other people are just sort of spinning in circles and they just don't ever seem to move forward. So if we take our little graft here, and we've got like our 2 lines of graft, and basically you've got your pain on this axis here. So you're in a whole heap of pain down here, and pain-free or functional is up here, and then you've got like your timeline, or however your journey, as we say here. So if you kind of at this point and you want to hit this point, obviously the idea is that we do this. We get from where we are to pain-free. So we're looking at, we're here, we're in a whole world of hurt, or we've hurt ourselves, or we've been in pain, and we want to get to this point here, basically in the direct, quickest route possible. And that's what we all want, hey? We all want to get from, I'm in a world of hurt, to I'm perfectly okay, and we want to get the quickest route, the straightest route possible. Now, what can happen to change that? So, if we're here, and we want to get the straightest route possible, what can happen is you can follow that. It can be that, you do the right thing, you get the right advice, you do the right management, and we get there ideally in whatever time frame we do. Now, this happens when you have a problem and an issue, and you get it looked at straight away, or you manage it yourself straight away, and you do the right things along the track to maximize and utilize your body's natural healing processes. So if you've had an injury, we all kind of know that the injury curve can be 3 months. So 0 to 3, 0 to 6 weeks, 0 to 12 weeks, depending on the issue with your injury, and if you're utilizing the body's natural healing processes, doing the same or doing the right thing, but also if you've started from a good place, then you're maximizing the body's natural healing. Now, what happens if we try, and let me just see if that pen, can you see? No, I can't see that. I'm going to stick with this pen. If we're here and we kind of wait a time, we sort of don't know what to do, so we're kind of just hanging around out here, we're kind of spinning in circles a little bit, and we're kind of just doing our own thing, and then we kind of might go a little bit, and then we might go off on a tangent and go, oh, hasn't really quite happened, so we kind of spin around in circles here a little bit, and then we go, okay, we're back on track, and then we go off on another tangent, and we're kind of spinning around here for a little bit, because we might go, oh, my back's a little bit better, so maybe I'll just go and do this, and oh, that set us back a little bit, oh, my back's a little better, maybe I'll go and do this, oh, I'm going to, and you spin around here because you've hurt yourself again, and then we go, okay, I'm back on track. Now, I don't really know what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to sit here for a bit. Maybe I'll try a bit of this, maybe I'll try a bit of that, maybe I'll try a bit of something else. So we end up with quite a long, haphazard, quick sort of like, we're constantly doing things are sort of constantly changing, and we've sort of negated that. So we've kind of like, we started here, we're not really sure what to do, so we just sit. Then we move forward a bit, and again, we're not really sure what to do, or something happens, so we kind of sit again and we look up different things. We move forward, something happens, and we kind of get static again. So we get on track, we move a little bit, we fall off track. When we fall off track, this is the area that is a bit of a problem, because the longer we stay off track, the more ingrained all these little things play into it. So we might get weaker, we might get stiffer, we might get a muscle imbalance, we might start to move differently, we might have, pain that's a bit more long lasting. Now we've got 5 things to deal with. And when we get on the track back here, we're looking at managing 5 things. And we might hit one of them and that gets better, but the others fall off. We might hit another one and that gets better, but the others fall off. So we're kind of just taking a bit of a step forward and then we fall back down again. We take another step forward and we fall back down again. And we take another step forward and we fall back down again. So you can see this line here to here, which is very direct, is quite a lot shorter than all these sort of spinning lines where our lines are just like getting longer and longer and longer, and we're getting more complex things coming into play, and it's going to take us a lot longer to get there, because each time we stop we're trying to basically taking a step back, and it takes us a little bit longer to get back on track. Now when you're here, you need direction, you need somebody helping you to get back on path. So you might find that the normal is you start and you go forward, you have a little bit of a fall off and somebody points you in the right direction, you carried on there, you might have a fall off, somebody points you in the right direction. So it's not very great on my drawings here, but you're kind of just having like a little blip and back on track, a little blip and you're back on track, a little blip and you're back on track, rather than these massive falls off where you're kind of going, I don't know what to do, maybe I'll look at Google, I don't know what to do, I'll ask the neighbourhood watch, I don't know what to do, I'll ask somebody who's been in that thing, I'll try that, oh that worked a little bit but it hasn't helped, I need to go look a little bit more. So again, you're wasting time actually spinning around, chasing your tail, looking for things to do. So here to here is the ideal. What are you doing when it comes to your pain? What are you doing when it comes to your little thing? Are you kind of getting little self-directions? Because this is what we do. We go, okay, we've moved forward, there's a little roadblock here, let's get you back on track. Okay, we move forward, there's a little roadblock here, we get you back on track. We move forward, there's a little roadblock, let's get you back on track. But you're always moving forward, as opposed to generally when we're not sure what to do and we're sitting around and we're kind of procrastinating, we're not sure, we kind of just fall back and go up, and we fall back and go up, and we spin around a little bit and then we get back on track and we fall back. So our journey, instead of being here, or our journey kind of, instead of having like little kind of detours but still going up, is kind of a bit more zigzaggy. We're kind of falling back, and then we might actually feel that we're more of a plateau. We're kind of moving, but we're really not ever achieving anything. We're kind of just doing heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps of stuff, but our line still stays the same. So I'm not sure how that will come across. But that's my kind of analogy when people ask me, yeah, I can do it myself, or I can look on the internet, I can do this. Yes, you can, and there's absolutely no reason that you can't find out what you need to do yourself. Thing is, if you want to get from A to B and you want to get from this point to this point here, get help, get direction. And even if you come to somebody like me who gives you that little bit of direction and you have a little fall off every now and again, you just come in and get redirected and you can carry on that journey yourself. When you get help, it's it's very quick, it's a lot quicker. When you are doing it yourself, it's a lot more of a gentle kind of slope, especially when it comes to the chronic. But if you think that you're here and nothing's changing, nothing's happening, why not get some direction? Why not ask and hope that you can get some direction, so when you're doing things, you're at least heading the right way. I hope that makes sense. My best analogy that I could do. Maybe what I'll do is try and get started to try and do it on the whiteboard, but the actual line didn't show up very well. So any questions, let me know. A to B, point where you are to point where you want to be, heaps of ways to get there. It's just choosing the way that works for you. And if you want the most direct route, especially if you've been in pain and you want the quickest route, you will need help. And if you're constantly just plateauing and you've been there for years, get some help. You do not need to stay where you are if you don't want to.